podcast, Business Honoring Spirituality. And this morning we had an amazing speaker come to us and a webinar.
Great morning here at BHS, and I intend to be back soon.
Good morning and welcome to BHS. I hope you're ready for a great morning. This is our first broadcast of the new year, and I'm here with our licensed prayer practitioner, Dee Dee Rockwell. Good morning, Dee Dee. Oh, we can't hear you. I'm wondering if a plug needs to be inserted. Oh, there you are.
Got the unmute going. All right, good morning. Thank you for having us. Thank you for hosting us. And just want to take a moment to center us all, bring us all together. So feel your chair fully underneath you. And if you like to, feel free to close your eyes. As we just connect with our breath, I too close my eyes and just allow for the inhale, the ease of the transition into the day, into this meeting, allowing for everything else that is outside of this meeting, this 1 hour of getting things dialed in for our mindset, just letting anything else slip away and feeling the substance of the air. We come together into this moment, this perfect moment, releasing all else, understanding the power of now. And I know that as we step into this new year, the fresh new year, we allow for everything to come together and bring our whole hearing hearts to this meeting, allowing for the words that Aaron will share with us to be heard, to be felt, to resonate beyond this meeting. And for we know that we are all in this together. We are all here in this one moment, here to create and be a part of a substantial future that is nothing like the past. And we step into this pivotal moment, allowing for peace to come through, for love to come through, for all that we wish to see more of to come through, and just releasing anything that is unlike that. And this moment is eternal, and this moment is powerful, and we just know this is true and release these words into the law, the universe, that just like gravity works constantly, consistently, and for each of us. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Dee Dee. We will see you a little bit later on in our interactive networking event. After this presentation, we all get together and do some interactive networking, which our viewers say is their favorite part of the meeting. So we'll see Dee Dee there. BHS is a little different, as you might have noticed. We start things off with Great Danes. That's my 6-month-old Great Dane. His name's Oakley. He just will be sitting behind me. With prayer and with mindfulness. Our mission is to empower business professionals to be successful through education, connection, and spiritual principles. And today we've got a special guest on our program to give us some personal and professional development lessons. His name is Aaron Huey. He's an internationally known motivational speaker on archetypal imagery, body language, and martial arts. He is the founder and president of Fire Mountain Programs, and since 2004 has run teen camps and family programming. In 2009, he and his wife, Christine, opened a residential mental health and dependency recovery treatment center for teens aged 12 to 17 in Estes Park, Colorado. Fire Mountain Residential Treatment Center was recently named one of the top 50 healthcare providers in the United States and was just announced as the top 100 innovators in healthcare. in 2021. He facilitates the powerful parenting event, Parenting Teens That Struggle, and is the host of the #1 parenting podcast, Beyond Risk and Back, which is Mental Health News Radio Network's highest rated show internationally. Thank you for joining us here at BHS today. Please help me welcome our guest, Aaron Huey.
Anthony, thank you so much. I'm really, I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be here again at the beginning of the new year. What a year to be at the end and the beginning of, and what a year, what a new year this has been so far. And so just thank you. I love BHS. I love stalking you guys all over the place, and I'm just really honored by the invite. So I really appreciate it, Anthony.
Great. Well, thanks for helping us kick off this new year, and I'll let you take it away.
Well, thank you. Man, I could not have come to this experience this morning with a better example of social media narcissism and unconsciousness. Waking up this morning to what was taking place on my feed. And I want to really get into the concept of feed and what we're talking about. First, I want to deviate back a little very quickly to just state for the record, I don't know if I'm that good of a businessman. I know that I'm audacious and unwilling to let people talk me out of something that I really think needs to be done. I get very warrior mentality and passionate / aggressive when I find a cause that I want to fight for and want to root for. And thus, I think is the root of the success that my wife, Christine, and I have been able to experience. And through that success and all the seminars and workshops and spiritual training and spiritual connection that I do and I have, and this is why I'm honored to be part of BHS. Spirituality is the cornerstone, and I mean that word very seriously because I am a 32nd degree Freemason. And so it is the cornerstone of my business practices, the morals and the dogma and the ethics that we need to follow through our state work, our work with children, our work with families who are in an extreme crisis level requires a high level of ethics. Because I barely graduated high school, because I did not go to college to study business or healthcare administration, and we have still experienced the success that we have, I have to come back to the idea that it has been my output of spirituality and energetic expectations of myself to be able to agree to receive the success that we have. I am a true believer, to use Stan Lee's age-old terminology, an absolute true believer in manifestation and affirmations. I have been practicing that for over 30 years in my spiritual path. And I say the mantras daily. I have them programmed into my phone and into my computer so that when I exercise, I listen to my voice telling my brain, reprogramming my brain, hacking my own system on what I believe, because I have evidence that I don't deserve it, right? I didn't have a father. I was sexually assaulted as a child. I was abused by other people in my elementary and middle school, and it ended in high school after I began my martial arts study. But I have a lot of evidence to my psyche and ego that I don't deserve it, and I receive it. And I absolutely fully open to receive what I am seeking, because I have begun to understand it is seeking me. What I long for longs for me. What I desire desires connection to me. Want is the will trying to manifest. And so I experience success. I think it's some egotistical core level that since I was born, I deserve a parade. I'm the one who gets to sit on top of the fire truck and wave my hand, and everybody goes, "Yay, Aaron!" And I have no evidence that I was born into that, but maybe we all are. Maybe that's what all of this is about, is that somewhere in the core of our essence, we all deserve inherent success. And I am willing to bet that if I ask these two questions, I will get 100% buy-in. How many of you believe that there is enough money in this world to feed every man, woman, and child? If you say it's yes, say I. How many of you believe there is enough money and resources to educate every man, woman, and child on this planet? If it's you, say I. There's enough. There's enough. And we get to stand in this, and we get to invoke that which we desire through prayer, meditation, magic spells, communication with divinity, mantras, chants, affirmations, and algorithms. And that brings me to this talk. In the Kabbalion, there is a principle, the first principle of the 7 universal principles, the 7 laws that alchemists have decided are accurate and true. The first one is mentalism. And in the Kabbalion, written in 1908, it says this: the principle of mentalism embodies the truth that all is mind. It explains that the all, which is the substantial reality underlying the outward manifestations and appearances which we know under the terms the material universe, the phenomena of life, matter, energy, and in short, all that is apparent to our material sense. All of that is the all. It is spirit, which is in itself unknowable and undefinable, which may be considered as thought of a universal mind, infinite living mind. It also explains that all the phenomenal world or universe is simply a mental creation of the all, subject to the laws of created things, and that the universe as a whole and in its parts or units has its existence in the mind of the all. This principle, this is the important part of that statement. This principle, by establishing the mental nature of the universe, easily explains all the varied mental and psychic phenomena that occur such a large portion of the public's attention, and which, without explanation, are non-understandable and defy scientific treatment. An understanding of this hermetic principle of mentalism enables the individual to readily grasp the laws of the mental universe and to apply the same to his well-being and advancement. In short, what that all says in the chapter written in 1908 by the 3 initiates on mentalism is what you focus on expands. That is, so if I watched The Social Dilemma. Watched that documentary and it freaked me out. Now, I'm a marketer, but I am not a marketing expert. I understand social media. I am by no means a social media expert. My daughter, who runs a marketing firm, talked to me about what she was learning in college about the algorithm that The Social Dilemma talks about. So if you've seen The Social Dilemma, say I, so that you can recognize that I'm speaking to you. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to give an extreme basic explanation of what algorithms are. An algorithm, for the non-programmers among us, is a set of instructions that takes input A and provides output B. And that changes the data involved in some way. Algorithms have a wide variety of applications, and in math, they can help calculate functions from points on a data set. Social media algorithms are a way of sorting the posts that you see based on your relevancy instead of publish time, right? So you're not going to see an ad because it was just put out. You're going to see an ad on social media because it's relevant to you. And by default, social media algorithms take the reins of determining which contents to show you based on your behavior. And your behavior is quantified by a certain few things. Interest, how recently you showed interest, the relationship you have to your interest, the frequency of you connecting to that interest, linking to something you're interested in, following things that you're interested in, sharing things you're interested in, likes, and usage. And we got to talk about usage for a second, because usage not only is that you looked at that thing. When you are scrolling through your social media feed, whichever one you're on, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And I'm going to admit to you right now, I love TikTok. Don't shame me. Don't you dare shame me. I love TikTok. I can't stand it. My ADHD brain totally goes, oh, I get this. 15 seconds of people doing whatever they want. I get this. But my experience with TikTok and my experience with social media was hindered by the fear of the algorithm. What my daughter told me is that, and what the social dilemma talks about, is that when you're scrolling in your feed and you slow your scroll, it starts a timer. It wants to know how long you're looking at that thing you're looking at. And then you move on and you go, and so it's barely counting. So it is paying attention to your scrolling speed. When you stop and you read something, it's calculating how much time you're spending on it. Your distractions versus your reinforcements. When you stop and you look, oh, look, here's Viking sweatshirts with cool Viking print on them. And I click over to that page. It's paying attention to what is a distraction to what I'm doing and what is a direction. And then it starts to create new offers based on my profile. We like to think that we have control over our profiles on social media. In fact, we might even, and I bet some of you do this, you don't put in your correct birth date, or you leave out the fact that you're in or out of a relationship because you want your page to be solely about. None of that matters. That is all such surface tension information. The algorithm has compiled so much information. It knows your age based on your interests, based on a cross-cut section of people who do reveal their age and their interests. It has already qualified you. You are already a qualified buyer for the things you're seeing on social media. Now, my daughter told me this next one, and it freaked me out. Your thumbprint on social media. You leave a unique signature regardless of what computer you are on, because it has identified your typing style. And your typing style is so unique because everybody has different sets. Their digits are different. Their muscles in their arms are different. So you type differently than I do. And when I get on your computer, the algorithm has so much compiled information on the both of us, it knows that you're not on your computer, and it will discover that I am. Now let's top that off. The fact that Alexa and Siri are always paying attention. They're always listening, and you've all experienced that. We've all made fun of it. I talked about wanting to buy a new pair of work boots, and I go to Amazon, and sure enough, there's some work boots. How did they know? Because they're listening, because they're compiling the information. And we are constantly telling Siri and Alexa exactly what we want and think. Now, there's a thing that goes even deeper. And then I'm going to start to tie this over to what I talked about, hermetical principle number 1, mentalism. My wife and I were approached 3.5 years ago by a marketing firm. I'm not going to say their name because they're under the microscope of the FTC. They came to us and they said, the algorithm now is so advanced that we know which families on social media are going to have children that will need your services in 2 years. That the information can compile and backdate and then predict that your family's going to get divorced, that your child's going to start using drugs, because they can see the trends based on your shares, likes, and interests, time on sites, keystrokes, to when you're feeling okay and when you're feeling like your life's coming apart and your children are responding. And they wanted a lot of money to put the ads for our treatment facility in front of families who didn't need it. So when they did, 2 years down the road, we were the first thought that came to mind. And my wife and I said, that's it. That's the line of ethics right there. Absolutely not. Because our job is not to be the pound of cure. It's to be the ounce of prevention. I lead free parenting workshops that are the same information that I teach the parents of kids in my facility for free to anybody. Because my job is to keep children out of treatment and with their families as long as their families are in a recovery process. So I'm not here to sell a service. I'm here to prevent people from needing my service. And if they ultimately do need it, I'm here too. That is ethical to us. So trying to inundate people with imagery that facilitates and promotes the negative path that they're on is unethical. Okay. The Social Dilemma, and it freaked me out. It totally took me aside. I was like, oh, the man is using my information to sell my profile. And that's what they said in the Social Dilemma. If you're not paying for it, you're the product. Someone else is paying for you. Now, all this freaked me out. I was angry, I was mad, and you're talking to a guy who was a massive conspiratorialist. I used to publish an anti-Masonic and anti-Illuminati newsletter back in the 90s. Yes, I know. Then I switched and became one of them. But nonetheless, Bigfoot, UFOs, Illuminati, I knew everything about them. So that part of my brain kicked in. But then it dawned on me, because I obsessed about it for about 2 months. I said, okay, this is what is. There is nothing that is bigger than this currently. That we can't fight this. You can put legislation, but they'll just find a workaround. That's their job. That's an engineer's job, is to find a workaround of natural law. So how can this benefit me? And when I started looking to see how I could use this idea, what it dawned on me was a question that said, how is this any different from manifestation? How is this any different from affirmations? How is this any different from the law of creation? It can't be. You know why it can't be? You know why this mathematical algorithm can be no different? It is a microcosm of the macrocosm. You want to know why? Because it's an artificial intelligence, and we can only base artificial intelligence on actual intelligence. And the highest, edgiest concept of our actual intellectual concepts are manifestation, that we are in control of our realities, we are in control of our destinies. We may not be in control of our pasts, but we are in control of our future. As above, so below. The like is attracted to the like. The microcosm is identical to the macrocosm. My input, when I opened my Facebook page this morning, is reflecting right back to me my output. Another way to say this is, everything you see, you've asked for. That's a massive oversimplification. But we want to believe in manifestation so badly that we reinforce the concept of it. And all this neutral algorithm, this mathematical equation, this geometrical construct can only be created based on what we know about cause and effect. So I am causing what I am seeing on my Facebook page. And when I sat back with that, I said, so there are 5 energies that I am constantly looking to receive or give support on: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial. Those are the 5 neutral energies that define our experience: mental energy, emotional energy, physical energy, spiritual energy, and financial energy. If I can't find God in TikTok, where do I expect to find them? If I can't find it right here in this moment, if I can't find divinity in the midst of chaos, where do I think I'm going to find it? I'm a massive meditator. I'm massive into prayer. I pray and kneel in front of my altar on a constant basis. I listen to prayer and manifestation and affirmation according to my faith, according to my understanding of divinity, while I work all day long. I listen to Bob Proctor's voice. He's got an 8-hour affirmation that says, money comes to, I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantity through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And that line loops for 8 hours. You can listen to it while you sleep. You can program the algorithm to give you what you want. And as long as you are conscious, you can see what's showing up on your feed. You can know what's going to show up on your feed. but you have to be conscious. And that's not what we do when we go on social media. We are being sold based on our output. And then we get on social media and we go, oh, social media is so divisive. Oh, I can't believe they showed me this. Oh, why am I seeing this? Because somewhere in your conscious or in your subconscious, you have been requesting it. And that is why when The Secret came out, and they said, oh, how you act is what you attract. You can manifest anything, but. You can't manifest a purple elephant instantaneously because it would cause chaos. And I cried BS. That's not actually what's going on. Because there's a law of congruence taking place in the algorithm. It's going to show you what you want to see. It's going to show you what it thinks you're interested in based on the profile that you update every time you log on. Please remember that when I'm talking, we are using the concept of social media to also represent the concept of our focus in life. That this is nothing more than a model of our macrocosmic creative experience as the mind. This is what we asked for. Now, how on earth did we ask for this? How on earth could I log on this morning to the news and go, I was asking for this? Because it showed up. What other explanation do we have? It showed up. This has shown up in our life, and now we are responsible for connecting to it because it is the what is. It can be no other thing but what is, and we must connect to it. Are you connecting to it consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously? Are you connecting to it because you slowed your scroll? I'm going to show you my Facebook page as I logged on this morning. I'm going to show you what I saw, and you can see because I have been actively controlling my feed for 4 months. I do not post anything political. Anything. I do like some of the people who share the same political views. You're going to see them show up. You're going to see them show up on my feed. So here we are on my Facebook page, and I love Facebook. I have 9 pages. I do all of my marketing on Facebook. My podcast, my business, support pages, the support pages. You can see that because I don't post political, and I do like some of the political posts, I'm very active with BLM. I have mixed race family members extremely close to me, my son, so that's very important to me. So I will like the pages. This is a friend from high school who has extreme liberal views. But you can see that there's a lot of spiritual stuff. That mentalism of what I invoke when I like somebody else's page. The bottom line of what I'm trying to say is, my Facebook feed is filled with stuff that makes me happy. I have not experienced the divisive nature of Facebook. So the question then becomes, how do we control our feed, right? And if we can control it on Facebook, if it is truly the microcosm of our own ability to manifest what's coming in, then what can I do differently? So very quickly, Anthony, how am I doing on time? 2 minutes left.
Oh yeah, we should start inviting people over to the Zoom call so that we can do some more interactive discussions with other BHS members.
May I run through a quick list of things we can do very quickly?
Yeah, and let us know what we're going to do together in the meeting.
Well, we'll do. In the meeting, what we are going to do together is we're going to talk about, take brutal honesty ownership of things that we have invoked into our life that we are still believing is causing us harm. On a cyber cutting level, so many of us are guilty of using social media as a way to self-harm because it releases dopamine. So what are the things that you don't like that you're constantly giving energy to in the microcosm? and you're logging on for it. You are actually logging on to it to get that dopamine rush. It's a maladaptive, addictive coping strategy. So that's what we'll be talking about once we get over there.
Okay.
Do I have a quick second to go through some of my control mechanisms?
Yeah.
Great. Number one, recognize that it is happening. It's happening constantly. You are constantly updating your profile. The medicine or the sickness is taking place. You have to choose which side you're on. And we are only on the side of medicine through consciousness. Number two, play your part by being clear that what you put out will return as input. Number three, clean your output first. Don't worry about unliking and shutting off friends. First, be very clear on what you're putting out into the universe on your social media. Number four, then and only then can you start to clean the input. And that has to do with what you scroll past, what you unlike, who you block, what you say, don't show me this anymore. I talked about cyber cutting. Remember that there's a hypnosis of mass narcissism going on. This is all designed to get you to continually focus on what you want. And there's a beauty and a brilliance to that. And it is this, and I'll end here. Because the algorithm is a neutral entity. It's not good or bad. It's just saying, oh, you want that? You're focusing on that. You slowed there. I'll give you more of it. Because its job is to keep you focused. Your job is to decide what you're focusing on. So, because there is a hypnosis of mass narcissism going on, your information is being sold, the cyber cutting is taking place, track your results, use social media to practice, focus, and intention. Weigh the profile to your benefit. Enjoy Facebook once again. It's going to take work and discipline. All right. Those are the basics. I've got a lot more. You can always email me personally to ask, but let's get over to the Zoom call and do some interactive work.
Great. I am pasting the link in the comments right now. So all you should have to do is click on the link. Now, if for some reason you can't or you're not seeing the comments, just go to zoom.us and type in the number 818-077-24411. And I'm going to leave that number up on our screen while we all jump over to the Zoom call, and we'll see you over there, Aaron.
See you there.
All right.